I don't know about you, but I've always been confused about this stimulus package thing and why they couldn't get an agreement. But this explains it if you want to know.
I do want to get you on stimulus talks here. I'm curious, Senator Gillibrand, of course, your party still wants this big package, upwards of $2 trillion. Senate Republicans still don't have much of an appetite for that amount of spending. Are you all going to finally come together and get something done for the American people, or are the millions of Americans who are suffering in for a long-term stalemate?
Well, I hope so, because New York State is in great need. We need money for our cities and our state. We need money for health care and food stamps and housing. We need unemployment insurance to be renewed. We need to have more healthcare workers on the front lines. These are all things that need to be in the next stimulus package. We also need relief from the SALT changes on the state and local taxes that President Trump unwound, and no one can take deductions. So those are the changes that are desperately needed in New York. But I would actually assume the same worries are happening in Kentucky and other places in this country. So I'm continually baffled why Mitch McConnell is so reluctant to move this country forward by providing the urgent relief that families are desperate for.
But I have to push back on you because I hear you on Mitch McConnell, but at the same time, Speaker Pelosi, she had $1.8 trillion on the table from Mnuchin before the election, and they could have cut a deal, but it was Speaker Pelosi who wasn't really willing to go there. I mean, isn't something better than nothing? Again, millions are suffering.
Some things are better than nothing, but it depends what the things are. What Mitch McConnell did is he created a poison pill in the last package. There have been lots of Democrats that would have loved to get money to small businesses and to unemployment insurance and to health care, but he put in a poison pill specifically to say that corporations would be exempt from liability. And you remember the stories, Brooke. We saw it when meatpacking plants had people working shoulder to shoulder with no personal protective equipment, where COVID spread through these meatpacking plants like wildfire. We can't have that. The epidemic is spiking now. It's spiking all across New York, all across the country. And the truth is that we have to protect our families. And we can't have another 250,000 people dying of COVID because we are unwilling to put the right policies in place. And so Mitch hasn't been playing fair about this at all. So even though you might want to criticize the Speaker or the White House, Mitch wouldn't put any of it on the floor, none of it. And the only package she would look at is one that had a poison pill that no one was willing to vote for, because to give blanket liability to every bad employer in the country that puts people shoulder to shoulder without PPE, that's just morally wrong. And I think Democrats rightfully withheld their vote.
I know you're in touch with your constituents here.